The UN head is warning about a coming war in Lebanon. A coming war? Where has he been for a whole year? UN Secretary General Guterres said, "We are on the verge of an all out war in Lebanon." He added, "The sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries must be respected." Hezbollah, Iran's terror army in Lebanon, declared war against Israel on October 8th of 2023. Hezbollah has fired 13,000 Iranian rockets, missiles, and drones at Israel's people daily for a year. Isn't that a violation of Israel's sovereignty and territorial integrity? 60,000 people ran for their lives as Hezbollah rained fire on their homes. The UN Secretary General's words are worse than hollow. The UN's own troops, UNIFIL, are supposed to have prevented Hezbollah from using southern Lebanon to attack Israel's people, even using force. That's according to the UN's own Secretary Council resolutions. Instead, they allowed Hezbollah to come right up to the border. And now, as Israel finally acts to remove Hezbollah, what UNIFIL was supposed to do, UNIFIL's Irish component is refusing to leave. UNIFIL is actually trying to protect Hezbollah. Just yesterday, Israel eliminated 2 more Hezbollah commanders. One, in the village of Hula, opposite Israel's border, was responsible for hundreds of missiles and anti-tank missiles attacks towards the Galilee. Another, in the hills along the border, was behind guided anti-tank missiles into homes in Israel. Neither of them, nor their weapons, should have been there at all. They were there because the UN didn't do its job. The UN, Secretary General, and UNIFIL didn't act to prevent a war. Now, Israel will not allow them to stop it from ending a war. Do you know who else wants Hezbollah disarmed and out of southern Lebanon? The people of Lebanon, my people. UN Secretary Resolution 1701 says southern Lebanon should be free of Hezbollah. But Lebanese are increasingly talking about another UN resolution, 1559. This resolution said that Hezbollah must be entirely disarmed and that Lebanon's military must instead be in control. Neither resolutions had been enforced. Many people don't realize that Lebanon used to have many armed groups. There were Druze, Christian, Sunni, and Shia militias, each with their own weapons and troops. All of the groups disarmed except Hezbollah. Hezbollah is still holding guns after everyone else in Lebanon put down theirs. That's a major part of how Hezbollah, with Iran's help, took over Lebanon. That's how Hezbollah can keep using Lebanon as a base for its own wars against Israel. And that's why Lebanese people are fed up with Hezbollah. As we look to Lebanon's future, let's remember what the UN demanded and what the Lebanese people are pleading for. Lebanon should be run by Lebanon, not by Hezbollah. Now let's take some questions from our audience watching live on social media.
Thank you, Jonathan. Our first question comes from Shai on Instagram Live. Who are the groups opposing Hezbollah in Lebanon, and why do they oppose them?
Thank you very much, Shai, for the question. In order to understand Lebanon, you need to understand that Lebanon is built out of few fractions. You have Sunni Muslims, Shia Muslims, Christians from all religions, also Druze that makes up Lebanon's society. The majority of the Lebanese people today opposes Hezbollah from all these religions and fractions. It's because Hezbollah is responsible for assassination all people from all religions that oppose their grip on Lebanon. And that's why it's important to understand that we need to amplify Lebanese voices that oppose Hezbollah more. They're still holding many territories in Lebanon as we speak right now. Hezbollah still holds the south of Lebanon, also parts of Beirut, and parts of the valley of Lebanon. They're still terrorizing the Lebanese people. Not all of them are able to speak out. That's why I'm here today speaking out on behalf of many Lebanese, and many others who are living abroad that fled because of Hezbollah are speaking out. You just need to look for them online. You can go and check them out.
Our next question comes from Samantha on X. Israel's Prime Minister gave a speech to the Lebanese people. How did they receive it?
Thank you very much, Samantha, for your question. The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, have addressed the Lebanese people saying basically that Israel is recognizing the territory and sovereignty of Lebanon and the Lebanese people, that Israel should be living peace with Lebanon as a free sovereign nation out of terror that is Hezbollah holding right now. I do believe that the message of the Prime Minister got to many Lebanese that already holds that message. Not because the Prime Minister of Israel said it, is because they believe that Lebanon should be free from the Islamic Republic of Iran's grip, from Hezbollah's proxy of holding of Lebanon, and we should all listen to them. We should all amplify Lebanese voices that needs to be free out of Hezbollah's holding.
Vegan Loris asks on X, why does the IDF not take out Iran's nuclear program as a matter of urgency?
Thank you very much for that question. In order to understand that we are really on the verge of an outgoing war with also the Islamic Republic of Iran. It fired 180 missiles, ballistic missiles, on Israel just a few days ago. And that's something that we need to understand, that the international community needs to support Israel by standing against the Islamic Republic of Iran and its proxies, that now Israel is facing a war of 7 fronts, from Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, also the Houthis in Yemen, the Islamic resistance also in Iraq and in Syria. And that's something that we need to be understandable. At the end of the day, Israel is holding talks with the US in order to respond. We believe that Israel should respond as much as powerful as possible.
Our last question for today comes from Leahy on Instagram Live. And the question is, what would it mean to the Lebanese people if Hezbollah was completely obliterated?
Oh, thank you very much, Leahy, for that question, because that's what everyone is looking for. That's what everyone in Lebanon is speaking about. The freedoms that they will be able to have after Hezbollah's obliteration out of Lebanon, when their grip is not holding in Lebanese throats that just want to prosper. They just want to live peacefully. They want to be able to prosper alongside of its people and alongside of peaceful negotiations with everyone around. I do believe that many Lebanese, like myself, share similar values. We want to be able to live in a democracy. We want to be able to live as who we are. And at the end of the day, just live and let live. That's what everyone wants. And that's what elimination of Hezbollah would mean to every Lebanese person, Christian, Muslim, Druze, from all sects. And also, and most importantly, as well as Israelis. That's all we have time for. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. Israel time. We wish you a Shabbat Shalom and Gmar Chatima Tova.